I remember the day I left home like it was etched into my bones. A quiet, cold moment when the weight of years of ridicule finally broke something inside me. My family's words had always echoed in my mind. "That's a ridiculous dream. You're wasting your time. You'll never make it." They didn't just say it once. They drilled it into my skin every chance they got, mocking my passion for uncovering the secrets of the deep, dismissing my work as frivolous science, telling me I'd fail, that I was an embarrassment to the family name. But I knew, deep down, I was meant for more. It was years ago when I first dared to dive into my obsession, marine biology fused with robotics, a union that made my peers scoff. They called it cold mechanics, said I was playing with toys while the real scientists did serious work. My research into ocean ecosystems, my attempts to develop autonomous deep-sea robots capable of gathering critical climate data was dismissed as naive and impractical. But I saw something others didn't. The ocean's silent cry for help, the urgent need to understand and protect it. I believed in that future, even when everyone else told me I was dreaming. When my project was finally sabotaged, my findings discredited, my reputation tarnished, I was devastated. The academic world had turned hostile, driven by industry ties that prioritized profits over truth. I was told I'd never recover, that I was a fool for trusting my vision. But something in me refused to give up. I packed my things, left the university, and poured every ounce of my energy into my own work. I built my own underwater robots, refined my technology in solitude, and kept pushing forward, even when the world seemed determined to ignore me. And then, slowly, the tide turned. Years later, I returned not as the rejected outsider, but as someone who had defied the odds. My deep-sea robotic systems had uncovered truths that nobody wanted to face. I had proven that beneath the surface, ecosystems were collapsing at an alarming rate, and my data was forcing the world to confront the harsh realities of climate change. I turned barren lands, deserted, degraded, ignored, into thriving ecosystems, using the data I gathered from the depths to restore life, to heal wounds inflicted on the planet. Today, I stand before my family, those same voices of doubt, the ones who once called me crazy, who told me I'd fail. And I see them staring at me as if I'm a ghost from a nightmare they never believed could come true. They're watching me in silence, eyes wide with a mix of disbelief and something else. Perhaps guilt, perhaps shame. I step forward, my voice steady but filled with quiet power. Do you remember when you told me I was wasting my time? When you said I'd never amount to anything because I dared to dream differently? I pause, letting my words sink in. I listened. I let your words burn into me, but I never let them define me. Instead, I used them as fuel. I turned to the window behind me, revealing the lush greenery I've cultivated. Trees stretching tall, rivers flowing clear, wildlife thriving where once there was only decay. I speak again, my voice thick with emotion. This is what perseverance looks like. This is what happens when you believe in something, even when everyone else says it's impossible. The silence is deafening. My mother's eyes glisten with tears she's too proud to shed, and my father looks away, mouth pressed into a thin line. They had mocked me for my ridiculous pursuits, for risking everything on a dream they dismissed as fantasy. And yet, here I am, living proof that their cynicism was misplaced. I take a step closer, voice dropping into a softer, more reflective tone. You see, I had to leave to find my own way. I had to face rejection, ridicule, and despair. But I also learned something invaluable. True strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. I didn't give up on my vision, and I didn't let your words keep me from fighting for what I believed was right. Their eyes flicker with a mixture of shame and awe. They had been so blinded by their own fears, their own limited understanding, that they failed to see the fire in me, a fire I refused to extinguish. And now, as I stand here, I realize that their mockery was just another obstacle I had to overcome. A challenge that compelled me to dig deeper, push harder, and ultimately prove that the impossible was just a word. The moment lingers, heavy with unspoken truths. And then I smile, genuinely, fully, because I know I have finally come full circle. The world now sees what I see, the vital importance of what I do, the urgent need to listen to the silent cries of our planet. And then I smile, genuinely, fully, because I know that my success isn't just about the data or the ecosystems restored. It's about the power of resilience, of refusing to be defeated by doubt, and of transforming skepticism into salvation. As I turn to leave, I catch my family's eyes one last time. Dreams aren't foolish, I say softly. They're the only way we can change the world. And I hope one day you'll understand that too. Walking out that door, I carry with me not just the validation of my work, but the profound realization that the real victory isn't in the accolades or the breakthroughs. It's in every moment I refuse to let their words define me, in every step I took despite the odds, and in the hope that my journey inspires others to believe in their own impossible dreams. Because in the end, success isn't just about achievement. It's about transforming every ounce of doubt into fuel for a better future. And that's the greatest triumph of all.